Hi guys, this is your PSYCHICLJ, and tonight I'm going to look through my looking glass. This is a special, okay? And I'm going to look on over the next 2 years. Now, I've never done this before, and I've been going into deep meditation, and I've been shown that there's many different timelines. And within these timelines, there is time loops. So tonight, I'm going to show you the timelines that I see and how they loop in and out, and what's going to unfold between now and 2020-24. So I want you to all sit back and relax, and let's go through the looking glass, okay? Okay. Everything that I see tonight is going to be in a time loop. I can't tell you how I do this. I just see it to the best of my ability. I just see. And I'm going to explain 2 timelines. Right, the first thing that I'm seeing is May the 24th. Now you've got to understand, I'll just get comfortable here. Okay, I'm lying meditating on my lounge floor. You've got to understand, when I'm given dates, I don't work in linear time. I work out of linear time. So when Spirit gives me a message, sometimes it might not be this May the 24th, but I feel it could be, okay? So you've got to be open-minded with this, okay? So I'm getting May the 24th, and I'm being given prepare for change. I'm just looking through this now. Right, I'm seeing 2 members of Congress, this is in the United States of America, are going to speak up. There's going to be some big news coming out. And it's going to be something about passing a bill for something, and I'm seeing the word freedom. It's something to do with law for the people, and it's about the start of a movement or something to do with rights have begun. And I want you to remember that, okay? I'm just getting comfortable. Excuse me. Right, okay, I'm sitting on a big cushion. Okay. Right, and I'm being shown between May and July. Okay, I'm being shown the 26th. And I'm seeing everything is going to start to really break out. And this is on World News. And I'm seeing both sides of 2 parties, which again could be the United States of America. And I'm seeing a lot of arguing. There's no new their mind. But I'm seeing it's over an incident, and it's something to do with the 24th. Now, bearing in mind, this is between May and July. Okay, so be open-minded on that. I'm seeing an incident or an event, the 24th. By the 27th, all hell will break out. Okay, I'm being shown this really, really strong. And this is going to take me to the next step. Okay, I'm sort of seeing this in chapters. I'm seeing it like as you're looking through a kaleidoscope as a kid, I sort of see images coming through here. I'm seeing a woman with quite a palish face, like mid-brown, fawney brown hair. She's dressed in bluish or navy blue, and she's laying the law down about something. She's going on about rights and something about Congress or something like that. I want you to remember that. And then this is a strange image. I've been getting this lady for the last couple of days. I'm seeing a blonde-haired woman, and she's in a red dress, okay? And I'm looking into the ball, and I'm getting, it's a trap, it's lies. I want you to remember this, okay? This woman is going to be very distinctive. And I'm seeing the word impeachment. Now, bearing in mind, sometimes I can read a year out. So if this doesn't make sense this spring, summer, it's going to make sense into next spring, summer. Okay. Right, I'm also seeing a man with dark hair. And he's going to produce papers. Something huge is about to happen here. But I feel it's going to backfire. I'm saying this really, really strong. Then I'm seeing this dark-skinned lady. And I see that she's going to try and take this to trial. It's going to be all across world news. Okay? Round about the time there's going to be some big news to do with Italy, Ukraine, Norway, and Denmark. Something strange about Denmark, and I'm getting worried to do with floods. Maybe it's round about the same time there might be some worries to do with floods in the UK. So again, that could be going on later on in the year. I'm jumping backwards and forwards here. I'll tell you when it starts to get strange, okay? Because I get like this silver line what goes through the ball. I'm seeing global events are going to really start to take place on our screens. And I'm getting, it's going to sort of, this particular event is going to start, it's going to be a distraction to do with where this dark-skinned lady, something to do with trying to take these people to trial. I want you to remember that. It's like a distraction from everything else what's going on. I'm seeing a grey-haired man will be involved. And a grey-haired man will get caught out on lies. Not one, but two. Now, I want you to remember this point. These two men are going to play a bigger picture, okay, into the end of the year or the beginning of 2023. So remember that. Okay, what else am I saying? Okay, I'm getting June, July. Right, I feel there could be worries to do with food shortages, so I want to say PrEP. Fuel's going to be a massive, massive problem. Because remember, the system's breaking, guys. The system is breaking. And for everything to build a new system, everything has to fall. All right? Remember, I've been saying this for a long time now, for the last 5 years. I said this when we come out of Brexit, everything will fall, everything will fall apart, and then they'll build a new system. Right, I'm getting the UK will mourn. Don't know who it is. Remember the way my guides work, they always sort of blank who it is, okay? But the UK will mourn, and I'm getting, it looks like quite darkish, coldish, is the nights drawing into the autumn, the fall, September, and I'm getting between September and November. The UK will mourn. Okay. And I see the UK flag falling, and then the UK flag will fly again. And I'm seeing, as I say this, I see red arrows will go off. And they will fly. And a new crown will be placed, and a new England will be formed. Okay? A new crown will be placed, and a new England will be formed. I want you to remember that. Right, I'm getting the 14th and the 15th and the 10th and the 11th, bringing in big news. And I see this with incidents. At the same time, I'm seeing scandals in Parliament. All right, so watch for that. And this is to do with two men possibly around Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson will sign an important paperwork. I'm seeing this. These are all events that I'm seeing coming up. It's important paperwork. It's definitely that. And he's going to meet with a world leader. And it's going to be just around about that time, I see something about a state funeral in the United States of America. Okay. So that's another two big things what's coming off. November 2022. And I want to say November 2022 to February 2023. I'm getting I'm drawn to that, and I don't know if that's connected to do with Boris Johnson and the state funeral, but I want you to remember that. But I've been given by my guides, he must sign this paperwork. This is what I'm being given. He must sign this paperwork. If not, it's going to be terrible. There's something about terrible events will take place. It's something about it's going to change a timeline. And it's got something to do with, it could cause an event in the United States of America. That doesn't mean it's going to literally cause an event, but it could, people's reactions, world leaders' reactions from paperwork being signed or not signed. I want you to remember that. Okay, there's something huge coming out. Okay, and the months I'm getting the letter M, so I'm either getting March or May. So obviously we're in May now, but obviously it could be next year as well. And I'm being shown the 24th. I want you to remember that. Listen very carefully, right? As my timelines now, the time loops, they're crisscrossing. I'm going all cold here. Right, I'm seeing a red flag. A red flag with a white star and a crescent moon. And I'm seeing huge news. I'm looking into my time crystal here. And I'm not in linear time here. I'm in no time, guys. And I'm just piecing it all together for you. The numbers I'm seeing, I don't just want to write these numbers down. I'm getting 15, 21, 20. This could be like the 20th. Getting the 29th, 31st. Like 31, 3, 4, and 22. So these are to do with very important dates with big world news to come out there. So watch for that. And I'm feeling around about that time France is going to face a crisis. Okay. But it will be okay. It will be okay. The Kim dynasty, I'm being shown this, I see it falling. I'm seeing this, guys. And I'm seeing a woman from the East will change history after famine, after droughts. And I see North Korea will join with South Korea. I'm seeing this really strong. I've seen this before. I'm also getting China's going to face something, and it's something to do with, oh God, what am I getting here? I'm seeing fire and sea and airports, airfields, fire. Why am I getting that? Smoke. But I'm also feeling riots possibly as well, like sort of protests, because I know we're all awakening that, so it's happening to the Chinese people as well. I'm also getting something about water. They're going to have to watch the water. I see sort of floods, something catastrophic. It's like I need to put protection around, keep them safe. But there will be a new leader, and a woman will rise in the East, and a younger man. Also feel as a younger man to rise within Japan as well. I'm feeling that really strong. And I must say, Japan's really heavy into Space Force. I'm being shown this. There's a lot going on with Japan, more than meets the eye, and they are leading the way, doing a lot up there. Okay, what else am I saying? Australia and UK are going to be leading the way to the new world future. New world I'm being given. And I know everything's been feeling very sort of evil and dark for quite a few years now. There's a bigger picture to this, guys, and it goes beyond politics. Talking about politics, I don't know about Morris, Scott Morrison. I have a funny feeling it's either going to be hung Parliament or he's very close. Could be problems there, but I have a funny feeling Scott Morrison's going to stay in there. Interesting to see how that unfolds. Very surprised. I don't see Scott Morrison leaving. But, I'm not always 100%. Look, after the last hoo-ha. We'll not go into that one. But, I don't know, I don't feel he's going to leave. Hung Parliament. I wonder if it's that. It's very close. But I do see protests. I am getting worried with protests there. A lot of changes and a lot of scandals to come out with Australia. But things are going to clean up. They definitely are going to clean up. And like I say, it doesn't happen overnight. There's big news coming out with Ireland as well. And something about Sinn Féin. Watch for some big news there to do with Sinn Féin. But Australia and the UK are going to impart of the Middle East, I don't know why I'm being given that, are going to lead, it could be like Dubai or somewhere like that, are going to lead the way for future alien technology. Remember, technology is not the problem, it's who's been behind it. Right? And we've got to move with the times, and I do believe this technology, this fantastic technology is going to change and help Earth. Need to watch for this. There's a cleanup happening. Remember, there's a lot going on all at once. I'm being shown in this silver stream here. It's like a twist through my looking glass. It's a time loop. Boris, he needs to. If he doesn't sign this paperwork and make deals, it's possibly France or something to do with the EU. It's going to shift a timeline. I'm getting this really, really strong. Scott Morrison coming back in there. Australia could have a hung parliament, or it's very close. But I keep getting Scott Morrison. But there's something about a timeline. There's a war going on behind the scenes, guys, and good guys, bad guys. That's definitely happening. But I'm also getting that there's extraterrestrials which are living amongst us, and very clever scientists who are working with good guys, whatever you want to call them, and they are working for the best of mankind to clean up this planet. So you're talking like electric cars, not fuel cars. There's sometimes with situations, how can I put this? There could be a negative reason why fuel's going high, but also a positive reason, and they're trying to make this transition as smooth as possible. And I always said it wasn't going to be easy. Many would fall, and it was the fight of the fittest. But you need to understand there's a bigger picture going on behind the scenes. And before I go on further with this, will predictions, I want to send healing and blessings out to Buffalo, New York, because I wouldn't mind. I had predicted about be careful around that place, and I also had said a state beginning with the letter M coming out of an event, could be like football, and that happened with Milwaukee. So I'm sending healing and blessings out to everybody who's been injured or lost loved ones through these tragic events. But also I want to send healing and blessings out to the United States babies for their baby milk, and that this gets sorted out. I've been saying this for a while, guys. We need to prep. We need to The world can be so cruel, you know, and I just want to say that this baby milk scenario is going to get a little bit worse before it gets better, but I do believe it's going to resolve. But this is just the start, guys. I'm telling you, things are going to get worse. Things are definitely going to get worse. There's more food shortages to come, but I expect fuel's coming next. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat there. What else am I getting? So I'm getting something about deals with France, and I say EU. I'm getting this really strong. Yeah, so they're changing timelines, guys. As a lot of you have been possibly feeling it. Yeah, feeling glitches in time. Have any of you been feeling it? Feel like time's going really fast. It's not that time's been going really fast. It's like they've been slowing time, taking time off with. Like I say, there's good stuff going on and there's bad stuff going on. And it's manipulation with numbers. We are living in a world that you know, or you think you know, but it's been a lizard race of being manipulating time. And time is not, we're not in linear time now. Time is the matrix. So we're all experiencing glitches. That's what's happening because we're coming out of this matrix. Something's going to happen, and I'm also getting this the 29th to the 31st, and I'm getting this. Again, I'm very drawn to July, but I'm also drawn to September to November. I'm getting this. I have to say this, guys, the watchers are watching. The watchers are watching. The technology that's been held back from it's been manipulating humanity. They don't want this out, this great technology, because it's going to give us more freedom and free light and free heat and everything. But it's going to happen. And then it'll be more out in the open instead of the watchers are watching. We're going to have cyberpolice. There's so much change to come onto this planet, guys. It's huge. You need to watch for huge signs what's going to come out. And one's going to be a green flag. And I say smoke. Watch for this. Something about a green flag. Could be that flag I was saying earlier on with the white crescent moon, the star. But remember that. I'm being shown this again. And I see people queuing, and I see just chaos. And then I'm seeing different leaders, different, coming into play here. And I see our allies, United States of America, will call upon Boris, like the UK. I'm being shown warships. Remember, this is a timeline. This is one of the timelines. And I'm seeing smoke. And there's going to be blame. There's going to be blame. I see Putin here. And something about greed. It's about trade, guys. But then I'm seeing the dragon. I'm being given a prophecy here. The dragon will flame her words. And I predict that China will fall out with Russia. But you see, they want this. They want... There's the darkness, what's out there, what's lurking. The hidden snake. Once, all this going on, the United States against Russia, all this war. They want this. I just see chaos everywhere, distraction. I'm getting the Middle East as well. I'm seeing a woman with a pale face, golden hair, and I'm seeing scandals. And this is something big here, guys. This is it's a plant. This woman is a plant. I'm getting spies, James Bond, all of that type of thing. But this woman will reveal the mob. I'm getting this really strong. I see CK, and I'm getting CIA. CK, I don't know what that is, holds the key. They give me coded messages. My guide Jed is my main guide, and he likes to protect my well-being. But just, I'm being shown like crossroads here on a fork in a road. And we should have been going forwards, not back. They have been pushing us going back. Aliens are not what you think, guys. They're not. We are the hybrids, the aliens. And they're just like us. It's not what you think. There's so much when everything comes out. There's going to be distraction, like so much ructions on, and they don't want this. It needs to be eased in. Because it's going to affect history. Our history that we thought we knew. Everything's going to have to be re-educated. It's going to affect religion, everything. And of course trade. The biggest thing the darkness doesn't want. They don't want us to have that power of what we can save and get free. Everything. I'm being shown, I'm going back in time, and I'm being shown 2017 was a planned attack, and it took place as a mind psyop to divide the United States of America. And some was truth to start with, but it was mostly lies. CIA, Russian psyop. Musk is driving this forward. He knows what's going on. And he knows that this planet is not going to survive. He knows stuff, guys. And we've been living in this like a prison. And this system has to fall. It's not helping Earth. It's not helping Gaia. I'm getting by the end of the year, into 2023, into the beginning, scandals are going to break out again more. Watch for this. And I'm feeling there's going to be two men, which I was talking about earlier. They're going to start to come into play, like two well-known men. One's got browny, darkish hair. The other one's fairish. And it's like the mob, like sort of from The Godfather. It's going to be exposed. I'm getting a very Venus energy with Musk. I'm not saying he's an alien, but he's got a very starseed element about him. And I'm getting Trump is not who you think he is. Remember, we all come here to this planet to do what we need to do. And some come here to heal, to teach, to change the world. But every couple of thousand years, there's always a strong character what will come into play to change history. Just look what Henry VIII did. If Henry VIII hadn't been in power and did what he did, there would be no divorces now. So sometimes nasty things or good things have to happen to change timelines. And we're living in biblical times, guys. We really, really are. Getting time travel. You get so far and you know so much. And I believe that these two men have been up against so much. But you've got to understand that we are not in our time zone. We never have been. We're in the Lizzie's time zone, guys. It's their planet. We've just become that evolved. We were the experiment. We've become that evolved. They now don't want we to know too much more, do they? So they have to create situations to keep her back, to push her back into that prison. And don't forget, this has happened before. 8 times before. And this is the 9th gate we're going through. But this time it's set for us to conquer Earth. Okay? I feel like I'm risking everything to tell you this, but a lot of you know this anyway. So I'm just getting my knees out a bit. Ooh! Ah! Goodness me! Yeah, my knees is playing up a bit there, guys. Anyway. We have come all back to save Gaia and to help with this great awakening. You see, the system that we've been living in is not good for Mother Gaia. We are destroying this planet. We have all ascended that much and realised we cannot carry on, keep taking off her without giving back. In order to change, we must change ourselves to change this planet. And many aren't going to like the new laws which are going to come in and the new ways which is going to come in. A lot of this is coming from good extraterrestrials who are working with humanity. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think that we've been labelled humanity because we've come from our parents, but I think we're all the hybrids, to be fair. I really, really do. We're questioning everything now. But we've been destroying this planet. There's going to be a mass movement with plastic. That's going to be the next thing. Because plastic is not good for this planet and it's going into the food chain and everything. So watch for this. But many aren't going to like what's about to happen. Everything has to fall in order to take this to the next level. But the Lizzies wanted this to fall also. This is what I'm trying to say. To take world control. Okay? But you need to understand there's good guys on they wanted to fall for a different reason. To bring in this new technology. Alright, we're on a massive cleanup on this planet, guys. And I see Musk and his associates and the different federations of the different worlds. They want this change too. And they're going to make it happen. To bring in this new technology to clear up and fix everything. Everything is about to change. There's great truth to come out, guys. But either way you look at this, we're going to have a problem with fuel, which is going to cause a catapult of events, which is going to affect everything from the food chain to people going to work, because the system has to fall to change. Everything is going to change. I want to take you back to the 2016 timeline. I'm getting this. And if there hadn't been a time loop that hadn't happened, I would be not sitting here now talking to you and you wouldn't be able to listen. I feel there was an interference of a time loop. There's something happened then, 2016. And you know how I'm talking about. I'm talking about Trump. I'm talking about, he had to come into power at that time. And they needed somebody ruthless. They needed that. Okay. And it had nothing to do, remember I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, it had nothing to do with his opposite, his opponent. But because of her decision making, they had to place him in at the time. He was placed in to start the ball rolling. But both Trump and Clinton, they have a past karmic connection. I want you to remember that. Remember, they used to be friends. Okay. What else am I getting? He came in at the right time. There was something about he had to settle karmic debts, and he's not finished with yet. Okay. You need to open your ancient eyes, guys, and ask yourself that there's more going on than a person's name and a character here. We are the avatars. But guys, you would shit yourself if you knew who he really was. Remember, we are spirit beings in a meat suit. And we all have a part to play, a role to play in this great big movie. They are opposite for a reason. Everything is a distraction. And I know there's many of you out there want him to return. But what I'm being shown here is the people that don't want him back, all right? There's people that don't want him back, but there's also extraterrestrials, good extraterrestrials who don't want him back, and bad extraterrestrials who don't want him back. The reason the good extraterrestrials don't want him back is because they know that he's going to change the timeline. Okay? We're going through a crossover. And in order for them to introduce and to bring in all this great technology, it's not on Trump's agenda list, this great technology. He's all about fuel and gas and oil, and like many are. We could have a time loop. We could have there's going to be something what's going to happen before the next election. I'm feeling this. So I want you to prepare for quite a crazy ride between now and 2024. It's going to get crazy, guys. Remember, everything that is happening is set. It's set into place, but there has been manipulation of time. And there's good people doing this and bad people doing this. How far do you want to go down the rabbit hole? What Trump is he's a matrix breaker, but he's not a Gaia fixer. Different avatars for different reasons. He's not out the picture yet. Let's see what's going on. I believe August to November of 2022 this year, we are going to be given great signs. Great signs. And I'm sort of seeing there's a fork meeting at the middle, a fork in the road. And I would say that, what are these signs that I'm getting? These are going to bring in time shifts. When you see these signs, understand something is going to be going on with time shifts, loops, round about that time. I am getting a strange feeling again about the 29th to the 31st of May of this year. I'm getting something strange there. And I'm getting the 19th, the 20th, the 21st of May. Guys, there's something coming out to do with scandals with soldiers as well. But I'm also getting the 18th. The 18th's coming out very, very strong out of this crystal ball. September, October. This big sign, the woman, right? She's blonde to the hair, red dress. And I see lies. And she's talking about something, and it's going to cause scandals, and there's going to be upset, and I see both sides of parties getting upset about this. Could be between May and July. And I see this as a lizard trap. Just like in the Matrix, the woman with the red dress. And if she gets her own way, I want you to remember this, if she gets her own way, okay, this will go, I just feel it's as if it could go forward into a second court hearing. But something's going to happen with this, and she's going to reveal corruption and treason. But it's going to backfire onto her own party. And I've been shown here the first arrests will be very shocking. I'm saying this. I'm getting this. See, riots. And this is going to catapult into riots, looting, smoke. It's awful. Shootings. I just go inside and shut the door. I'm saying emergency soldiers. If this timeline takes place and she gets her own way. But it's going to backfire. And these two men that I've been talking about, the two guys there, there's a connection. They're exposing, it's something like exposure of the mob. If she doesn't get her own way, the timelines will go forward, right? And I see this will help the Republicans to win the midterm. I'm saying this really strong. But if she gets her own way, this could nearly cause a civil war. Okay, but if the Republicans, if they get in, this event will not happen. Who could that possibly is Republican? His soul is reptilian. And it's through lineage programmed. Many are in programs. Many. And again, this has got nothing to do with politics. Okay, this is another subject, and I'll go into this in another time. You see, this war goes beyond politics. It's got beyond political sides. Watch for the woman with the red dress, guys. She's a trap. But it's also a big sign we're going to be in a time loop. Number 2, distraction. I see ships which are going to be trapped in seas, and I'm getting the Red Sea, the North Sea, the Black Sea. Okay? But something about the North Atlantic event. And it's not a mistake. Okay? Or an accident. And it's going to be just off the coast of Bermuda or something, and it's something to do with the Bermuda Triangle. And I see something about like a Lizzie Stargate here, and they've made this happen. So that's going to be like a negative glitch. Okay, a negative glitch. So when this comes off, you'll know that maybe some of you might experience time glitches around about that time, or feeling really tired or losing time. Watch for this. We're going to experience many court case situations this year, right? And into next. It's going to be a roller coaster. 2023. But also 2023 is going to be the rise and the fall of a world leader. Or it could be the end of 2023. I see Putin will be taken out. 2 men will go to trial. And the poisoning of 2 Ukrainian or Russian men. Okay. But this is going to just be, I'm not sure if it's just before or just after, there's going to be something about a water shortage. And I'm seeing droughts. This is like on a national, international event. Something big's coming off round about that time. Maybe drawn to September, October again. Mother Gaia is angry, guys. There could be water shortages. I see worries, if not this year, next. I see fires, warnings, heat waves coming. This is just huge. They are moving it back. And they're trying to make it look real. They're fiddling on with time. There's something going on with time, and it's very strong into the end of the year, beginning of next. See lots of water bottles. Africa's going to face some sort of disease, and India. And it could be to do with transport and people. I want you to remember that. I see tsunami just off islands and or little countries. WSCA. Remember, these could be places or countries. I'm getting this really, really. Okay. Right, November 2024 is just going to be crazy, guys. I'm seeing it really, really strong. It's like something we've never seen before. You thought the last one was weird. This one's going to be even weirder. And it's not what you think. It's really weird. It's like you've got the good guys, and they're trying to keep put on the right track to move it in the right direction, all right? So we can clean up this earth, all right? And then you've got the bad guys, and they're trying to just cause chaos, right? Because they want us to stay in the reality that we've always been in, so they can keep we're locked in this prison. But they're not going to win. The outcome, right? They want chaos. The bad guys want the chaos. But I believe August, right? It could be this August, but I'm also getting the following August as well. Interested to know what the planets are going to be around about that time. Are going to pave the way for the outcome. I would say anything really from now through the summer. But I think it's going to get really juicy and sort of really interesting from August onwards. That's what I'm feeling. And it's not set for Donald Trump to come back. If he does, something could happen to him. Not that I would wish that, it's just when I'm being shown. We haven't heard the last of him. But either way, guys, it's going to get crazy. But this woman in the red dress, it's like she takes the lead. I'm getting this really strong. And I'm getting the letters P and C. I want you to remember that. Could be connected with a name or a link. But it all depends on what happens with her. She's one of the big signs. One of the big glitches. You may think it's for the bad, patriots, but it's not. It's for the good. We need to move forwards. And it's all about the Federation of Worlds and what's best, not just for America, but it's what's best for the whole globe. But I'm understanding that whatever happens, I feel something about there's something even bigger to come between April and June of 2025. There's strange twists and turns with this. But I predict a woman will stand in the White House and one will be blonde and one will be black. Like darkish skinned. Either way, guys, it's going to get crazy. We're definitely stepping into new territory here. And I believe the Lizzies are shitting themselves, basically. They really, really are. Because what I do say is that the ending is that we will go into New Earth and we will have free energy and freedom for the people. But as for the 2024 election, guys, my God, I just feel it all but depends on this woman with the red dress. It all depends. But I have a funny feeling. What I feel is that if she gets her own way, this woman with the red dress, it's like I said to you before, it's going to cause riots and everything's going to be exposed, and it's like The Godfather, it's like mob and everything. But what good is going to come from it is there's going to be a divide in the Republican Party and a new Republican Party will be born. I say this. I also feel that one of the timelines coming from this is history could repeat itself. And if them riots don't happen, Trump has a better stand for going forwards. Yes, he's saying he's running, but there's a time glitch which could stop that happening. That's what I'm saying to you. But if them riots don't happen, history's going to repeat itself, guys. And I think you're going to be very surprised who he's up against. History's going to repeat itself. August will hold the key. I want you to remember that. I'm also feeling as well that the people coming amongst these time these time links, okay, these glitches. I'm saying we haven't heard the last of Pence, Mike Pence, and DeSantis is coming up very, very strong. Very, very strong. But again, it depends on what happens, because there's something about to kick off. But I don't see them in the old Republican Party. I see them in a new Republican Party. But there's a young man to come forward. And he will, again, could be part of the leader or something to do with this new Republican Party. And if that doesn't happen, which I think it will, but if it didn't, it'll just come off again a year out. If things are meant to be, they just get frozen and then they come back around again. Remember, there's good people as well working at changing stuff. And sometimes we don't always agree with stuff what does change. I'm seeing a lot of health problems for Biden. And but what I do feel is if either guy runs again, Biden or Trump, they're not going to go all the way through. I'm feeling this really strong. What I do predict is a black lady and a blonde lady will stand in the White House. It all depends on the lady with the red dress, guys. And I'm going to leave that one with you for now. Take care. Stay safe, wherever you all are around the world. I'll be back on a bit. Remember, we are being played like a fiddle, guys. And it's all a movie. What's most important is saving this planet. May the force all be with you all. Bye for now.
Where am I? I think I'm stuck on end screen. Guys, I need to stop doing this astral travelling. I keep getting stuck in the cloud. But anyway, I'm stuck on my end screen. So don't forget, subscribe to my channel and press the bell for new updates. Us fairies, you know, we're always getting up to mischief. See you all soon. Bye now.